A couple of months ago, I put out a video testing my new Sigma 35mm f2 lens around the north coast of Ireland. In that video, I shot a whole bunch of JPEGs with my S9 and 5 looks I created for LUMIX cameras. Details of 4 of those looks can already be found on my website, and I think it's about time I shared with you all that 5th look. This one is based on one of my favourite film stocks ever, and I'm not just saying that, it's CineStill 400D. Check it out. If you haven't been following along with my YouTube channel and you're unfamiliar with the term look, let me fill you in. Basically, in recent LUMIX camera bodies, like my S9 here, you can import LUTs for shooting baked into your images. LUTs contain hue shifts and tone changes, and I think they were originally designed for video footage, but with these LUMIX cameras, you can load them in and apply them on top of raw files to get great looking JPEGs right out of your camera. For just over a year now, I've been designing my own LUTs and shooting JPEGs with them, as have so many other LUMIX users out there, but I wanted to take it one step further, maybe even like 3 steps further. So once you've chosen your LUT and loaded it into your LUMIX camera, there are a whole bunch of other settings that you can change. The usual suspects like contrast and sharpness and grain and white balance tint and dynamic range and stuff. But there are other settings like LUT opacity, which is basically the strength of a LUT. It goes from 100% right down to 10%. And you also can stack 2 LUTs on top of each other. So long story short, I've designed a LUT, I've loaded it into a My Photo Style slot in my LUMIX camera. I've tweaked a bunch of custom in-camera settings, and the result is what I call a LUMIX look. So you've got a LUMIX camera, you bring in a LUT, you tweak a few settings, you get a look. I've been designing looks for LUMIX cameras for a few months now, and they've all mainly been based or inspired by popular film stocks, and today's one is no different. It's been inspired by one of my absolute favorites, 400D, CineStill 400D, which is very exciting on the one hand, but on the other, it's kind of scary because I felt a lot of pressure when designing this one to get it, like just right. So let me talk you through how I went about designing it. The first things I put in place were the obvious settings like grain set to low and eye dynamic range set to standard to match the look of 400D. And then I based this look around the Photo Style Natural, just because I wanted to add my own contrast and my own highlights and shadow settings. My own LUT Daisy was inspired by CineStill 400D when I created it like halfway through last year, 2025. So I thought for this look, I would just need to set Daisy at 100% and I'd be done. But turns out that this look needed a lot more work. After loads of trial and error, the end result was my Daisy LUT set at 100% and then my Katora LUT stacked on top at 20%. CineStill 400D is a daylight balanced film stock, so I've set my white balance for this look to daylight, but as always, you can change that to auto for flexibility. At this point, the look was about 90% there. The hardest part was trying to decide on the right white balance shift. I played around with it for days, not having like any luck, until finally I started messing around with the hue setting, which is another setting in the camera in the My Photo Style slots. By setting the hue setting to -4 and the white balance shift to A7 M3, the colors and tones of this unique dynamic film stock started to come to life, and I'm really happy with the results. So check some more examples out now. Go, now, now. So there you go, there's another film-inspired Lumix look for you to load into one of your My PhotoStyle slot settings. This one captures natural colors and contrast and has like an overall sort of magenta ambery tint to it, and I think it'll work really well in loads and loads of different scenarios. If you've ever shot with CineStill 400D, you'll know that there's quite a lot of halation present when shooting with this film stock. That's not something we can currently replicate with our Lumix cameras, but having the like magenta sort of amber tint that I've created for this look, that kind of gives the impression of halation in certain areas of the image. So we can't quite get exact like halation around like bright light sources, but giving this look an overall sort of amber tint just kind of tricks our mind into thinking that there is halation there. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It made sense when I was creating this look anyway. So if you like it, you can check out this look and all my other looks over on my website. It's rawsonisjpegs.com. Over there you'll find like my print shop, a blog, Fujifilm recipes, all the LUTs needed to create these looks, and of course there's also a tip jar over there if you want to be one of the legends that drops something in it to say thanks. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this CineStill 400D look that I've created. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you end up using it, like shoot me a message on Instagram or tag me on Instagram or whatever. I'd love to see what you can capture with this look. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel to be one of the first people to see future videos like this. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in another one very, very soon. Thank you.